That powerful storm bringing with it heavy rain, the threat of flooding, the mess on the roads. Evacuation warnings are already in place for several burn scar areas all around Southern California.
And we are watching, of course, the rain on the radar. For the most part, it has been relatively light to moderate rainfall with some occasional heavier shells moving into parts of Ventura County for the moment. But we are anticipating more heavy rain widespread across SoCal. I have all the details on that when I come back.
All right, evacuation warnings in effect for the Palisades burn scar area.
Mario Ramirez live in Malibu with the latest there. Mario.
That's right, Araxia Sandra. We're just below the burn scar here on PCH and Topanga Canyon Boulevard, and we can tell you that it is still coming down, a little lighter than it has been in the past couple of hours, but it's been raining almost nonstop throughout the morning here, and it's the hillsides up above us that are a big concern when this amount of precipitation comes down, and it's expected to continue through the weekend. So take a look. I want to compare it and how we started off this morning. Rain started moving into Malibu here just before 4 a.m., soaking PCH. Between 5 and 6, we saw light misty showers, just enough to keep the roads slick, and then that rain started to pick right back up. The National Weather Service says this storm has enough energy to produce repeated bursts of heavy rain, and that's the pattern that we've been seeing. A big difference in 24 hours. Crews in the Palisades, you can see it here in this next piece of video. They were checking drainage ditches and lining up thousands of feet of K-rail. And with the hillsides burned here and no vegetation to hold the ground together, the area is vulnerable to mud and debris flow. City crews trying to prevent what happened here back in February when massive mud and debris slides came down the burn scars, burying parts of PCH and sending a thick layer of mud into Duke's restaurant. And that's just one reminder of how quickly conditions can turn, with evacuation warnings near the Palisades, Hearst, and Sunset Fire burn scars until 11 a.m. Sunday. First responders have already been pre-deployed in case those hillsides start to move, and for those who use Pacific Coast Highway, the concerns are even bigger.
Well, the hardest part, I think, for my community is we only have one egress, and we are dependent on PCH. When the floods come down on either side, we're stuck, we're trapped.
Right.
And I've been trapped before.
And as of 6 o'clock last night, Caltrans closed Topanga Canyon Boulevard from PCH to Grandview Drive. That's a 3.6-mile stretch. It's expected to stay closed through the weekend, depending on the rainfall and how things develop. Officials reminding drivers to plan ahead, check conditions, and don't attempt to drive through flooded areas. And that is a big area of concern for mud and debris flows. Now, coming back out here live, you can see some of the cloud cover continuing to move through this area. We've been under cloud cover all morning, and again, it has been raining nonstop, sometimes very light rain, and other times we're seeing those heavier downpours. The evacuation warnings here in place until 11 a.m. Sunday. For now, that's the latest here in Malibu. I'm Mario Ramirez. We'll send it back to you.
All right, Mario, thank you. We're also keeping tabs on how the storm is impacting drivers on our local freeways this morning.
That's right. Let's go to Coco right now. She's patrolling the roadways with her photographer this morning. Where are you right now?
Good morning. So we moved off of the 101 North, and we're actually in a neighborhood now in Oxnard because we wanted to give you a different perspective here. So as you can see, we're going to show you a live look. You can see that it is raining outside. The rain has been light, but it's consistent, and it really changes hour by hour. Sometimes it's moderate, sometimes it's heavier. You can see that we're starting to see some flooding in the road here. I'm told that this neighborhood usually does experience this as well. So that's something to be prepared for, is because the rain's going to be continuously falling throughout the day into the weekend. You're going to start seeing some neighborhoods with some road flooding, of course, and we did see some puddling on the freeway as well. That 101, you can see we're kind of driving through some of that flooding now here on this street in Oxnard right now. So the storm is planning to bring moderate to heavy rain through Saturday, with Saturday expected to be potentially a very strong day for the storm. So we have been speaking with drivers out in Ventura County about this. Many of them saying that they have canceled plans for their weekend because of the rain. They plan to just stay indoors and stick out the storm. A lot of them also saying that they're glad that we are getting the rain because, of course, we need it. But again, just be prepared. If you are planning to head out today through the weekend, make sure you give yourself some extra time. Also, never a good idea to drive through those flooded areas either, because you don't know how deep it's going to be. For now, I'll send it back to you.
All right, Coco, thank you. And now we're tracking the impacts from the storm, and one of the most dramatic ones, and the scenes we've been watching this morning is from Westlake. A large tree, a massive one, came crashing down on a car.
Let's go to Rachel Aragon right now, live in South Hoover Street with a closer look. Thankfully, Rachel, no one was inside that vehicle.
Yeah, thankfully, that absolutely could have been so much worse. But I can tell you right now, crews have been out here for over 2 hours. And look, they're almost done clearing out that massive tree that we showed you earlier that came smashing down and, of course, damaging that burgundy truck right there. But take a look at the video from earlier this morning. It gives you a better perspective of just what commotion that tree in the wind caused here on South Hoover Street. So many people out here this morning, not just taking a look at the damage, but also for the few people, though, who really couldn't get their car out this morning because of all that damage and debris. In fact, we spoke to one woman who lives on this very street, and she tells me she was shocked to see what she saw this morning.
It's just a loud noise that I was like, oh, maybe the car. I was like, I'm not really paying attention to it. And then we're surprised, like in the morning, that tree is like standing, not really like, you know, like bendy or like something like that that look like dangerous, but that one is wow.
Yeah, just a few damaged cars, but luckily, as you guys mentioned, no one injured during the storm here in Westlake. And a reminder, of course, just to be mindful where you park going forward, especially tonight. We're live in Westlake. Rachel Aragon, I'll send it back to you.
Absolutely good reminder there. Thank you, Rachel. Both Knott's Berry Farm and Six Flags Magic Mountain are closed today because of the rain, the wet weather, causing the cancellation of several events that were planned for the weekend. So at the Hollywood Bowl, a live recording of the hit podcast Smartless with Sean Hayes, Will Arnett, and Jason Bateman, now postponed. Queer Mercado, the monthly LGBTQ pop-up at the East LA Civic Center, is washed out tomorrow. The 2 p.m. music event, Levity Presents Space Jam at the Shrine Auditorium tomorrow, also canceled. Basically, bottom line is organizers say rainy weather adds too much liability to these outdoor events.
It just wouldn't be safe for you guys, for us, for the crew, for everyone involved. It sucks. It's a missed opportunity for everyone.
A number of outdoor events also canceled or moved to another date. That includes the annual Pasadena Armenian Festival, the Carson Clean and Green Festival, and the Culver City Dog Adoption event at the LA platform.
And Mammoth Mountain's opening day is delayed because of this winter storm. The storm, which is expected to bring over a foot of snow, shifted south, causing later snowfall than forecasted. The National Weather Service says Mono County remains under a winter warning until Friday afternoon. Mountain officials will reassess conditions and announce a new opening date with a 24-hour notice. They're waiting for the storm to deliver enough snow for safe skiing. On air and online, of course, you can track the storm anytime with Good Day LA. In addition to our live reports, we'll also be streaming important updates throughout the day during the storm on foxla.com.
And yes, Mammoth delaying their opening officially. It was supposed to be set for tomorrow, but yeah, the storm really taking on more of a southerly component with that flow. You can tell by the radar here in the satellite images. You can see how that moisture is streaming up from the south and southwest. So yeah, this is causing the snow level to stay quite high and not quite as much snow. But that being said, we are expecting another storm system behind this one come Monday into Tuesday, and it looks like that will bring quite a bit of snow into the Sierra Nevada. So it's kind of a day-by-day situation there. Heard Steve McCabe put out that notice yesterday. For us, we've had this sort of light to moderate rainfall mostly today. We're occasionally seeing some of those heavier cells. You can see some of these yellows popping up, the returns on the radar indicating where some of the heavier downpours are falling, but it's quick moving. So that's good. Thousand Oaks, we are seeing some light showers there for you. Malibu kind of quiet at the moment, but there's definitely more rain down to the south. Calabasas as well on the quieter side. Santa Clarita, some light showers as we kind of fly through here across SoCal Hawthorne. Some light showers near Rancho Palos Verdes. Looking at some light showers as well as parts of Downey, West Covina. Pasadena's got a slightly stronger cell that's passing through there at the moment, but that should roll through to the east. Huntington Beach, moderate rainfall. Irvine, same. Foothill Ranch. So Orange County now getting some of the more moderate rainfall when it was largely quiet earlier this morning. The Inland Empire, parts of the low desert areas, Palm Springs, much more quiet right now at this hour. They did get some light showers earlier this morning. Yucca Valley also on the quieter side. All across SoCal, the dynamics are in place for quite a bit of rain to continue, especially as we get into tonight to tomorrow. So flood watches are going to be in effect through tomorrow night. The flood advisory that's in effect right now until noon for the flooding that's out there. And this is primarily because of the heavier cells that are pushing through parts of Ventura County. So Fillmore, Agoura Hills, Santa Clarita, Miramonte, Oxnard. You've got some minor flooding that's happening right now. Low-lying, poor drainage areas because of the continued rainfall outside. There's that area of low pressure. The center just kind of meandering. It's cut off from the main jet stream. So that's going to hang around for a bit today into tomorrow. This is going to give us some cooler temperatures. There is a chance for thunderstorms, and I think it'll be greater chances for that tomorrow. And that will bring, of course, those heavier downpours. And that's why we're concerned about those recently burned hillsides. And between now and Tuesday, quite a bit of rain expected, actually. The bulk of it tomorrow into Sunday, 2 to 5 inches through the period into next week, possible for the coast and valleys. That's a lot of rain. 4 to 8 inches for the mountains and foothills. Of course, flooding a big concern, as well as even some weak tornadoes would not be out of the question as we look into tomorrow. That low will eventually catch up with the jet stream as it moves out of here on Sunday. But then look what happens. Another weaker system moves in. This will bring more snow for the Sierra Nevada. And also for us here, some rain and even some mountain snow for our local resorts. So we'll wait and see if we get a couple inches or so for the San Bernardino Mountains. 58 degrees in Burbank currently. Highs today will be on the chilly side, so bring that jacket as well as the umbrella. 51 up to the mountains, 80 in the low desert. Downtown LA should only see a high of about 61 degrees later this afternoon. I'll show you the 7-day forecast and more extended model coming up just a few minutes. Back to you.
Sounds good, Maria. Thank you.